Good morning to my 1,060 YouTube channel subscribers. I hope you guys are off to a nice Monday morning and starting your week off on the right foot. I'm currently on my morning walk on the bike trail, and it was only 45 degrees when I left my house, which is pretty wild because yesterday it was 85 degrees. So it really dropped 40 degrees within like 24 hours. That's just a weird, that's a pretty huge temperature drop. And then also tomorrow night it's gonna get down to 30 degrees. So it's gonna go from 85 degrees to 30 degrees within 48 hours. So that is 55 degree temperature swing. And I think that's kind of what this little walk and talk video is going to be about, is about weather modification, chemical pollution trails, cloud seeding, government tampering. So let's just talk a little bit about that, because this is a fun thing I like to think about and do a lot of research on. And I do a lot of Google searches, and just the other day I was looking it up, and they said the first time weather modification was scientifically documented was all the way back in 1948. So 1948 is the first time scientists controlled the weather. Okay, now that's 1948. However, in the Civil War, which was what, 1776, they was using all the cannon fires from the cannonballs, and they said after every big battle it would be a rainfall. And they looked it up, and they said definitely way higher on average did it rain at a battle opposed to when it wasn't a battle. So they said the cannonball somehow affected the rain. It made it rain. Okay, so then you go back before that, and you have the American Indians, and the 1700s, 1800s, where they would do their rain dance, and they'd be like, oh, like that, and they do the little dancing and woo, like that and everything, and then so they would do it in a circle, and then it would cause the rain. Okay, so now I never ever thought in a million years that would ever possibly be true. However, everything that I've learned since then, it could be something with the vibrations, the noise, or something that could help cause rain. Okay, so then you got all the way back before prehistory controlling the weather, all the way to 1948. So then that's where we'll pick up, 1948. So then after 1948 was the Vietnam War from the 1950s and 60s. And they had, you could Google search this, it's called Project Popeye. There was the United States of America military that was in Vietnam, and they was creating monsoons to kill the innocent women and children, and along with the Vietnamese fighters who was fighting to protect their own land, which who wouldn't, right? And so, but we was over there causing monsoons. Okay, that was 75 years ago. So how much do you think they got better at doing that? Okay, and so now let's go up to present day. Now we're having all this weird stuff happening. 2 hurricanes in a week, level category 5, but then when it touched land it was a category 1. And then it had 150 tornadoes, which they said that was a record amount of tornadoes in Florida. And so all kinds of weird weather. And then in central Illinois, and where Abraham Lincoln is buried, we even had a hurricane last year, and I was caught outside. They said it was a tornado, but they lied. It was definitely a hurricane. And how I know the difference is because I see the first time I seen a tornado cloud was I was about 5-6 years old, and I went outside my house and looked up, and I seen it formulating. And then ever since then, I always said whenever there's a tornado in the area, you could tell, because even when there's the tornado's not right there, but it has the makings of a tornado. All you have to do is go into your backyard, and you'll see the leaves and the debris. They'll start spinning up in little miniature tornadoes right in your yard. So it's not hard to notice if a tornado could be present. You know, you're gonna see it because the wind's gonna be moving in circular motions. However, last year it even made up a new name for it. I can't remember what the fake terminology that they called it, but they had like up to, I think it was like 100-mile-an-hour winds. I was outside in it, and the winds blew straight. It wasn't circular. And so now, before, the day before they had the hurricane in Springfield, they said it was smoke, and I went on my early morning walk. I didn't know it, but by the time I got home, my whole throat was on fire, and they put a warning out, said that the Canadian fires and the California fires is reaching thousands of miles away, and that's why we had so much smoke that only lasted for one day and then left. And I'm almost 50 years old, and that's never in my history of my lifetime, or Abraham Lincoln's lifetime, or anybody else's lifetime in Springfield, Illinois, did the Canadian wildfires or the California wildfires. This never affected us one time. But so that's strange, you know. So come on, I don't believe that either. And then before that, we had a drought in Springfield. It didn't rain for like 3 months. It was like no rain. Everything was drying up. And so I think all these hurricanes and all these big winds and everything is for them seed clouding and tampering with the weather, and trying to control the weather. And it's really, I think, throwing everything out of whack. Okay. So, but yeah, I don't know. I was just, the reason why I got into this topic today was because I was walking and I looked at the skies, and the clouds didn't even look real, how they was positioned. And I did a video of it that I'm gonna post as well. And then, but then it was like 25, 30 chemtrails. You know, it was like just, I mean, it was everywhere, patterns. I mean, you just still kind of see them up there. Not the best angle, but you can see them. But I never see that many ever. And I think maybe the colder temperatures, perhaps, you can see the chemical trails better, you know. So, okay, so all that being said, so I like, when there's a problem, I always think there's a solution. So any kind of problem, I automatically, within 5 seconds, I start thinking, okay, what's the solution there? So now you're gonna go vote for Trump or Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, whoever it is, and you're gonna vote for them. But guess what? Neither of them ever is gonna fix any of these problems because they're profiting off of it, you know, and they're not even really, and people think, oh, the president got all this power. The president is a pawn. You know, the president absolutely has about zero power, you know. And it's so weird how it's a real psychological trick when it comes to the presidential votes. And it's a real way to divide the population and control the population. And even the most intelligent, good people get caught up in this foolery. And they've been doing this since the slave days, how they used to let the slaves on the plantation, they used to let them vote for who do you want to be the slave master to be. And then the slaves would end up fighting each other, sometimes even killing each other over who do you want the slave master to be. But it didn't matter because they'd still be slaves, you know. But it was a good way to control the population. And it's unbelievable how they're still doing it hundreds of years later, except for now, you know, I've just learned this in the last couple of years, you know, but it's more and more people that's really starting to understand how dumb it is to even vote, which my mom would roll in her grave hearing me say that, because she was a poll person, did the polls and all that. And I voted one time. The only time I ever voted was for President Clinton. And I liked him. He could play the jazz. He was on Arsenio Hall. He made him look really cool. I was like, yeah, man, Clinton's cool that he got in the White House. He did good. He was the first president to get the budget down to zero. Get the American national deficit, how much money we owe. He was the first president to get the zero. After Trump and Biden, now we owe like $900 trillion. We're never going to get out of debt. Basically, China owns us. So, but anyhow, so yeah, don't matter who the next president is, we're still going to have chemical pollution trails, and it's still going to be pollution problems. We're not going to have clean water sources. don't matter what the next president is, the food in the grocery store is going to still be full of chemicals that's going to put you in an early death. You and your children, they're not going to pass any laws to help you. And they're just going to pass it. It's 10,000 laws passed every year. And I would say 99% of the laws don't help you. So, if I was the president of the United States and I had a heart and I cared about my population, I would not let you guys buy water from your tap of your house knowing that it got skilled. I would have definitely try to fix the drinking water problem. Plus, I wouldn't let people sell bottled waters. I'd have to put a warning label on all the bottles of water saying this could cause an early death with the plastic contaminants. And plus, all the other food that's being sold to us, they don't allow it in other countries, But you're sitting here want to argue with your friends and family about who the president should be. And they're like, and they're doing all this bad stuff. That's my personal opinion when it comes to politics and everything. So, and then see these, I don't know if you guys can see the clouds and all these, the white lines that's in the sky. Them were chemical trails. That's chemical pollution. These say, it's from the jets and everything, but how many jets was flying last night? Why is it this many white lines in the sky? Was it really that many planes that was traveling last night? I don't think so. I don't know if it was that many planes, because they're just all over. It was just alarming first thing this morning to see this kind of cloud formation. That's what got me into this walk and talk rant today. And that's pretty fascinating to think about it and all that. But I just really been on my mind is geese flying over here. That's pretty cool. Another thing that's kind of got on my mind, I got on my old Facebook page. I haven't been on like 15 years. I got locked out of it. I have 88 friends on there, and over half of them has passed away, and all of them was under the age of 50. And so it's just getting kind of alarming to see how many people dying before 50. It's and the reason why, it's like, why? That's kind of crazy. People in their 30s is in the hospital with health problems, and it's always been some kind of health problems, but at this type of rate, it's pretty alarming. And the fact that the only thing the president's candidates is talking about is eating cats and drilling oil. And for one, nobody's eating no cats. That's a damn lie. And then they do all these distractions to get you to think about other things. And it's just so dumb. And then, even if you're not on the news, like I'm not, but then you go talk to other people and they're talking about it. It's like, Jesus. Just, instead of talking about some real, they don't never say, I would hear them say, oh, we're going to redo the public education system. We're going to redo the healthcare system. We're going to pass laws on all these manufacturers of unhealthy items. And we're going to tax them 90%. We're going to tax them if they're making unhealthy, like McDonald's. We're putting we're going to tax the crap out of all the fast food. Anybody selling junk food, candy bars, sodas, all that stuff. I would tax that so much to pay for it. Then I would give free health care by selling all the, from overtax all the junk food and all the stuff that's coming from overseas. I would super tax. I would tax all the stuff that's bad, So if you really want some McDonald's, it's going to be more expensive than a salad. Let's make McDonald's 10 times higher than a healthy salad. Let's make all the healthy foods super expensive. So you got to be dumb and rich to afford to kill yourself. That's what a good president would do. But all the people that's I love Trump, I love Kamala Harris, them people ain't said not one good positive thing. I'm surprised that one person would even vote. Like, I don't know. Maybe I think it's illegal to picket the voting lines, but I would just like to give me a little sign and say your votes don't matter. And just stand there and tell people and ask them like, "Well, you think this is really gonna make a difference? Do you think your vote really matters? Do you think it's gonna really make a difference who the president is?" And a lot of them gonna say, "Oh, it's a world of difference. Oh my God, if Trump gets into office, it's gonna be so bad. Or if Kamala gets into office, it's gonna be so bad." But they don't know it's gonna be bad either way. It's not gonna be good. And then so I've been watching the YouTube channel where this one kid, forgot his name, he's been going to all the different swing states and he'll interview people who you vote for, who you vote for. He does a live on his YouTube channel, and I've watched a few of the episodes. It's pretty interesting, but the majority of the people they'll say who they're voting for, then they always say, "Oh, it's the lesser of the two evils." You know, that's what the common theme is. They're like, "Well, this one's less evil. This one's less of a devil worshiper. You know, this one's less of a Satan type person. So let's vote for the best devil." You know, I mean, how dumb does that sound? Like, wouldn't it be better just not to vote, just to protest? You know what I mean? And just don't vote. And then just stop, I don't know. I say we just I think if we just ignore them, they'll go away. If we just stop, okay, whatever they say, stop listening, stop tuning in, stop paying attention. And that's what they did in Rome. That's how Rome collapsed. Because all the citizens was like, man, we're not going to keep paying 60% of taxes. You're not going to keep just raping our women and children and doing all this stuff in Rome. And that's why Rome collapsed, because the citizens was just like, you know what, you guys keep passing 10,000 laws a year. We're just not going to keep following all these laws. You guys taxing us too much. We're just not going to pay it. And then they hung all the politicians that was in the Senate. They stormed the Senate. And that to me is just an alarming fact of history. And they say history repeats itself. And so, I don't know. It's just, I'm just patiently waiting for some change and things to get better. But I think things is going to have to get way worse before things is going to get better. So I think it won't be too much longer. I think within the next 5 to 10 years, this whole corrupt system that we're living under, it's not sustainable. There's just no way that this is gonna keep going. So I think with the internet and everything like that, and just the inflation and all that type stuff, I just think that it just can't keep going on. And then plus the high school graduates, the younger generation, they have no skills whatsoever. And so I don't see what kind of workforce they're going to be. Because if you look at all the all the high school graduates now, they could barely read. Most of them can't write cursive. They can't write really well. And they can't do math. And so they don't know any kind of engineering skills. They don't have electrical skills, plumbing skills when they graduate. Majority of them have no work skills. And the best thing that an American kid could really hope for is to work 20 hours a week at Taco Bell or McDonald's or Walmart, and then try to support their family on a minimum wage job, and then we're going to become less and less, and as we go on, within 10, 20 years from now, that would be, it's going to be majority of the population unemployed, in my educated guess, due to computer technology, artificial intelligence. It's going to render a lot of the majority of the jobs are going to become obsolete, and took it over with automation. And then plus being uneducated on top of that and not having no job, oh man, I can see things going from bad to worse. And then so sometimes you got to burn everything down to start over. And sadly, I think that might be in the cards for America. It happens, but Rome It's still there. They just ain't a superpower, and it's a beautiful place to live. It's just the government don't have complete control of all the citizens in that area, and they lost their power and control. But it's still a beautiful place, just like America. You know what I mean? After they lose all their power and control, it might not be no powerful military force like Rome, the Roman Empire, the Roman army. So if you look at that, within 1,000 years from now, America will still be beautiful. It's just not gonna have the military army. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. So, anyways, my walk's over. Just wanted to say hi and catch up and get a few thoughts off my chest. And I hope you guys have a great week. Talk to you later.